African lions. Beautiful African lions. Hello friendlings, this is Claude from Chicago, and we're back with another Planet Zoo time-lapse video. And it is going to be a great exhibit because this is the biggest exhibit we have ever built in Planet Zoo. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for weekly videos here on this channel, and we do streams on Twitch. That's where this footage comes from. We live streamed on Twitch, took that footage and put it into this cool time-lapse video. Now this video took 2 weeks to build and over 6 hours on and off stream. It is a very unique style building because it has an indoor and an outdoor exhibit. This is the first building that has that in this park, or a habitat at least. And I want to say one more time, our socials are linked in the description, including TikTok, Twitch, our Discord, and Twitter. So make sure you follow us on there. But this is the habitat. So on this bottom right hand side where you see right now, this is going to be where the lions are outside, and now the side that I'm on now is going to be the indoor area for the lions, and I'm really debating about how I'm going to do this. Also on screen right now is the ostrich or the Indian rhino. Whatever animal you want to see next, make sure you comment down below. We're doing 2 until we get these 2 animals out. So next week will be the ostrich or the Indian rhino. Make sure you comment down below, and we can hook it up for you. But now we're done with pop-ups for a good bit of time. And this is a African style building where we take the old African habitats and just take that mud brick and put it on the wall. Obviously, realistically, that would be made out of concrete or something like that. But here, you know, it's just a display, sort of a facade, as what you would call it. So here we are. We have a nice, good foundation on the outside, and now we are building the interior of the lion habitat. And I want there to be the same style of the back room as you see here where the lions can hide away. And I wanted to build an extension onto this building. This is going to be where our staff buildings are. Our staff members can live and held and work in this area behind the building, because we are going to be redoing the African habitats nearby. The elephants, the water buffalo, those are going to be redone. And we're going to add in one more animal over there in the upcoming week. So that probably won't be on the next time-lapse video, but this is where all those staff members are going to work in the future, so they can just walk over there and get on it. Here we go. We ordered 3 African lions, 2 females, and 1 male into this habitat. There's more than enough room to order more of them, but we only ordered 3 just for the time being. We can always add in more. Just depends on what we want to do. And on the inside of the building, I used this rock, stone sort of, and sod thing to fill it up. And we use a little bit of grass that does get removed later for a pond. In the sleeping quarters, we add in hay, leaves, just so the lions have a couple places to sleep. And on the outside, we add in a good bit of toys, which do kind of get shuffled around later on in this video. Now, this video was really inspired by Just Realm. This build is not dedicated to Just Realm. He will have another one in the future. But this build was Just Realm's idea. He came up with the Lion King movie, as most people should have seen. There's a remake that just came out recently as well of that, which is just the same movie. But they have the Pride Rock in the beginning scene. If you haven't seen The Lion King, you probably have at least seen that scene. And they're holding up Simba as a baby. And we do build that on the outside. I do think it turns out quite well, but we'll be coming over that, going over to that part a little bit later in this time-lapse video. Now, this is coming to the end of the first stream we did. We just put these hay roofs on here on wood pieces, so you can duplicate them like this. And I actually went off stream and deleted that wood roof, as you see there. And now this is the second day, and we start working on the Pride Rock. The only reason why we had to do this in 2 streams, and why this video, really a lot of these videos have been coming out late, is because I had an ear infection, for most people that do not know, and it's still kind of perceiving to happen. Hopefully it will go away in a couple days. I have went to a doctor and a nurse, and they all sort of said it should go away now, and we will see. We'll see. I took some medication. Feeling a little bit better. There's just this pain still, but hopefully that goes away. And we had to cut some of these streams short because I just cannot deal with it. But it's getting a little bit better, so let's keep it up. Now, this is the Pride Rock. Obviously, I wanted to make this realistic and give it some thickness underneath. We just take these I think these are desert rocks. Just put them in a couple different patterns, kind of shrink it in on the inside, because from the movie, that's what it looks like. It's shrunken in, and it sort of goes like, it squeezes in, and then there is one huge support pillar holding it up, but it doesn't look round enough to me, so we will go back in and add another layer underneath it. But we do add in some detail blocks on the side just to give it a little bit more realistic vibe here. The lions will willingly walk up here. We did yeet them up here for the picture and some stuff, but they will willingly walk up here and do some cool things. We actually saw the snow leopard and the wolf walk onto their perch during the live stream, so I was very excited to see them do that, and now I'm very excited that we've seen the lion do that as well. So this is obviously a great spot for them to hang out and sleep at during the day or at night, because a lot of lions and animals and cats like to sleep in the sun because they get their warmth, so they can suntan on top of that pride rock. Now we add a little bit more details holding up that support pillar, and it looks so much better with just those extra few rocks on the side. And I thought it was getting a little bit bland out here, so we needed to add some color in, and the good place for color is to add in some blue for water. The lions can swim in that, and lions do actually swim in water periodically. In real life, put some soil on the outside, some thick soil and some light soil, so they can obviously have that blend between grass. And this is a very unique outside texture I have done. It is quite difficult to see from most vantage points for the guests, but obviously depending on how the garden keepers trim the trees and the bushes and the leaves, it would be changing throughout the day. And this is something that I talked a lot about on stream. This building style we're doing right now is we are taking African, I think they're elephant ear, it's like elephant ear leaves or something, elephant leaves or something, and then there is some like flowers that go with it. Then we added in a couple little lilacs in there as well, just to give it a pop of color. But mixing those two different types of reeds and together gives it so much more realistic. As you see, it's green there, and then we add in these little other ones as well. We're going so fast into time lapse I cannot actually read what it's saying, but if you add in a couple of those different colors there, that pops out so much. As well as the cattails. I don't know if you know what the cattails are. They're those little brown things that look like corn dogs. Those give a bit of color as well too. But sadly, the African lions do not like them, so we did not add them in. I don't think they hate them, but they just doesn't, they're not the right environment, so the game didn't like it, so we do end up removing them. You will see me in the time lapse here add those in. Over here, I wanted to give the back wall a little bit of detail by adding in a few rocks, not too many, just to give it a little bit of a texture instead of just having that flat wall in the back, just giving it a break in scenery. Same thing and the inside. The inside was actually probably the most difficult interior that I have done. I have used the design of just copying rocks around and repasting them and turning them around, shifting them around, adding some more rocks on top of them, and putting that in there did break up the scene so much more. We had so much room in here, we decided to add in a second pond/lake. You do see a lion swimming in that for a fraction of a second through this time lapse. A female lion, so that is great to see. On the outside, we fix up and put a little bit more short grass than long grass. And then on the inside, we add some more rocks blending into their sleeping quarters as well. Where are we at here? Okay, so this is going to be just, here's the corn tails, or I just said corn tails, corn dog looking things. Those things add so much more to your build for these reeds, but obviously it's not native, so I do end up removing those by just a click of a button when I look at the lion statistics. With these interior buildings, I think it's actually really vital to add in some windows and some real plant life inside, because most zoos in real life use fake plants, but if you use real artificial glass on the top, you can actually make it like have real trees and stuff. But obviously, as you see, like in real life, there'd be some logistical problems with that, considering that you need water and you need to have some other stuff with, big windows and stuff like that. But in this game, we're going to say that all of those things are reached, and it gives so much more color. We could also add some lights in here. We didn't, but adding these windows into the building itself really helps. It just helps bring in color and gives the viewer distractions within the area. We also add in some little nettle bushes next to these other bushes, even though they're not the same style or color, really. They are green, but, you know, that's the same color as them. That matches up, as well as I use this tree to add in a little bit more detail within these bushes, just to give it a different balance of color. Adding color into these Planet Zoo things is very difficult to do. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but mixing between bushes, flowers, and stuff like that, even using trees and pushing them all the way into the ground, can give that change of color that really can make your buildings pop out. And same thing with this glass. Bringing this in here in a second, you can see how much brighter it gets, how much more realistic it gets, and how much those lines of the sunlight really add to the building itself. Now here I wanted to do a little bit of an interior or exterior. We still need to do more exteriors to this park, just adding some rocks so it breaks up that wall for the guests walking in. That is not what we've been working so much on. We've been working on the habitats themselves, but eventually we'll do like a dedicated video where we sort of fix all those problems. Over here, we're going to take these mud walls and bring them over here and raise them up. And this is actually the biggest viewing area. Is I think about 5 meters tall, for the viewing glass. And just that extra meter, instead of having it as a 4, makes the viewing area, it makes it feel a lot larger than life. It makes it feel bigger than it is. Just those little bit of details do help. I've read a book before. There was a guy that built buildings, and he made windows be as large as possible, and it gave a completely different vibe to the building. And I try to use some of those designs into this park and any game I really play with, using some of those styles. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this Fredling wall. This Fredling wall is dedicated to Brady Badly Animates. He is going to be the quote sponsor for this habitat, because his character on his YouTube channel and Twitch channel is a lion, so obviously very fitting for that. So we'll be adding this into the back corner over there, where there is an eating and food court, or more of a relaxing area, a picnic area, and we'll be going to the live section right now. All right, Fredlings, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse there. And this is the Lion King, or the animal habitat for the lions. I think it turned out quite well. We actually did a little bit of details on the outside, which is something we don't usually do, but we added some rocks here. But when we come on the inside, this is the lion habitat. You saw so much work here be done. You have a rock structure over here so the lions can jump up on, climb over, get some cardio in. Beautiful greenery. We see a beautiful lion here playing with her little cardboard box, and then Simba in the background playing with his rubber ball, which is really more of a box thing. But all cats love cardboard. They love cardboard boxes. I still don't understand why. I think it's like some sort of safety, sort of like a comfort issue. Kind of like, I think they like being like that's why they lay in boxes very often. But I wanted to continue this interior habitat thing with our snow leopards and all those, with the interior with real living plant life. And we actually added some water on the inside, which I don't think any of the snow animals actually have water ponds in the inside, which we could add, of course, later on. But I wanted to add those in here to keep some heat in and get these plants glowing up and keeping that UV energy growing. There's a ball over here as well, so they can play around with it. A lot of toys on the inside, but it is not super detailed on the inside. I wanted to keep this super basic because I wanted the main lion exhibit to be calming and sort of more natural. Lions don't really like a bunch of stuff in their habitats, and I wanted to keep it sort of natural, sort of a wild, open African area. We have some information signs up here on the walls. These would be rotating through if you don't know Planet Zoo. And they rotate through. They are pretty low on the endangered list. They're not extinct, but I think they actually are on endangered. I'll look at that in a second. But I did something a little bit different here. I didn't even tell the live stream chat, because we're recording this live, by the way. If you want to check out the full unedited streams, go to my Twitch channel at Claude from Chicago, and you can do these today on the live stream. Jesty Realm and Liam came out and told us what to do and what to build, and it turned out quite fantastic. But I did add in 3 little things here I didn't tell the chat of these little benches, because I wanted the guests that came over to this area to have the ability to sit down and eat. I think this would be a perfect spot to sit down and eat. Now, you cannot see the lions from this area, so that's why I did it in this way. So you kind of like get away from the lions, you kind of get away from the people, you're kind of hiding, but obviously you know some lions, there'll be a lot of people over here. I think it could have been good too if you had this area where you could see the lions, but kind of wanted to be a little bit hidden away. I probably get a bunch of complaints in the future with guests be like, you can't see the lions while you eat. Then I could just lower these, which maybe that could be something you could do real quick. We just select these. I'm selecting a lot of stuff, but in theory we could lower that. But I did want to dedicate the Fredling wall to Brady Badly Animates. Obviously, he's a lion on his YouTube channel. He's a big friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for a very long time. And I do appreciate all of his support on Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo series, Minecraft, and all these other things. And of course, Minecraft with the subs. He was the leader of the city area. Has some really good things on his YouTube channel at Brady Badly Animates. So make sure you check him out. And that's the Fredling wall. If you want to be dedicated on Fredling wall, all you gotta do is comment down below, and we can make this happen for you. If you come out to the Twitch live streams or comment, you can be put into one of these exhibits and be dedicated. That's more of like a sponsor wall, not you're the animal, you're the sponsor. The Fredling wall. Liam Harrison has one, Brady has one, and I do believe Game & Botch has one as well. Scary, and Yellowstone, you're still up for eligibility. You got priority over everyone else, so let me know if you want one of those as well. Moving on, we're going to go to the outside exhibit for the lion. It is definitely harder to see out here because there is a lot of greenery covering up, but there is a couple good spots you can see without greenery, which is definitely in front of the water, which you can see here, the beautiful lady lion walking around. If you know, how do you know that's a lady lion? Only male lions have manes, and manes are defined as colors. If you have a yellow mane is a more common mane for a male. That means they are a male, and they are actually the least masculine males. Sort of like a normal male. There can be male lions that have actually smaller manes that are kind of like, I guess you would say, a beard or a goatee, not a full one. Sort of like, I guess you would say, for a lion, they can have some of those. But the most masculine mane for a lion is actually a black mane. It is not the dominant color for the lions to have. That would mean Scar in the movie Lion King would have actually been the true heir to the throne because of his dark color mane. Because the females would have actually liked him. But obviously Scar wasn't a good character, so maybe they just didn't like him in the Lion King because he was actually kind of mean. As you see here, this mane is actually this dark brown. It's not black, but it's a dark brown, so this is a more masculine lion, and a pure black mane would be the most masculine lion you can get. So, but that is what is here in our thing. I really do greatly appreciate all you Fredlings for watching this Planet Zoo time-lapse video. If you want to see the rest of the Planet Zoo time-lapse videos, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We post weekly videos here on this channel, which are Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, Minecraft, and Shorts. But before we go, we can actually see this might actually be the thumbnail. I was saying this earlier to my Twitch chat that I don't know what the thumbnail is going to be, but this actually might be a good picture to get right here. We see Simba, the lion of this habitat, actually sleeping on Pride Rock, which is a Justy Rome suggestion. And this is a good let's take a picture. He's just gonna take a nap. With that being said, we're gonna go into some glamour shots of these lions, and we'll see you next time. And remember, a real Fredling makes their own luck.